the air in the basement is cooler. So you suck air out of the house from a vent on the top. This causes air to be pulled in from open windows at the basement level, like this. This goes up into the main level and pulls the cool air from the bottom of the house up through the main level from the basement and out the top. This cycle cools the upper level. The problem with this idea, I think, is that after about 30 minutes, you would have exhausted all the cool air in the basement, and then you'd just be pulling in outside temperature air. So this is a terrible idea, but it did occur to me.
And so, Mr. Reed, do you have a name for this energy plan?
I call this subterranean convection cooling.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. We'll be happy to consider your subterranean convection cooling. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. So I am up this morning. I'm about to make us some oatmeal. And what you were just watching is a clip of Matt's idea for improving cool air circulation throughout our house. So that might be a new idea that's coming up. Keep looking out for the subterranean convection cooling system. For today's breakfast, I'm having some oatmeal with dried cranberries and brown sugar, a side of toast, and my favorite Tazo tea. The flavor is sultry strawberry. So while we're in the kitchen, I thought it would be a good time to mention that I'm going to start doing some meal planning so that Matt and I can get back on track as far as our nutrition and our meals go. You know, we've been on vacation for 3 weeks, and we didn't eat too bad while we were there, but we were eating at irregular times and eating out quite a bit. So I'm going to do some meal planning, probably for at least the next couple of weeks, and then hopefully carry it out to the next month. That way I'll be able to strategically plan our meals and make sure that we're getting all of the nutrition that we need. Meal planning is also a really good way to budget and that you're within the amount of spending that you've allotted for a certain time frame. I've got a notebook here. I'm going to be doing some meal planning for the next 2 weeks, and then I'm also going to start doing a food diary for myself so that I can keep track of the food that I'm eating as well as the calories that I'm consuming for each meal. Also, I wanted to mention this really cool cookbook that Matt's mom gave me while we were in Tennessee. It's called Recipes of Korea. So this cookbook features the Korean recipes that Matt's mom's side of the family used while they were living in Korea and that they continue to use today. So I'm going to take a look at this cookbook and hopefully I'll be making some delicious Korean recipes. I'm really excited about this cookbook and I can't wait to try some of the recipes that are in it. Here is my meal plan for the next week. You can see that it's very simple. It just lists the date as well as what we're going to be eating for breakfast, lunch, a snack, and a dinner. So I'm on my way to Target right now. I know that we went yesterday. I'm going by myself today since Matt is working. But yesterday we forgot to get a couple of 9-volt batteries for our fire alarm, which is beeping right now and it needs new batteries. So I decided to stop at Home Depot first before I go to Target because I want to price a couple of items. I want to take a look at their dethatchers for our grass, and I also want to take a look at their composters and see how much they are. I found a universal fit dethatching blade, but I don't know if it's going to work for our lawnmower, but I'm going to show Matt this video and then maybe he'll know better than I do. He probably will. And so here are their composters. I was talking to my parents about getting one, and they have one that's just stable. I don't know if this is the brand that they have here, but it just sits. Where my parents suggested that it's better to get a composter that turns, like this one, which is the tumbling composter. They said it makes it much easier to spin the material inside of it, a lot less work. So I priced this one. It's $99, which isn't too bad. But that's good to know. Cute little beetle. I'm back home from the store and now I'm about to make us some lunch. I'm going to make us some veggie sandwiches and some leftover lentil vegetable soup. If you would like the recipe for this vegetable sandwich, please click the link below. So here's the finished product, the vegetable sandwich, and I put it with a side of strawberries and grapes. I'm on my way outside. I'm going to go check on my garden today. Let me check out the cilantro and see how it's doing. The sprinklers did go off this morning, and I think that has a tendency to push that cilantro plant over. But now it looks like it's leaning the other way, so let me take a look at the roots. I'm going to do a little yard work. I'm going to pull a few weeds and turn the soil over a little bit. So yeah, let's get down and dirty in the garden. What I did in these first two beds here, this one and that one in the middle right there where the chives are at, was I pulled up all of the weeds and I transplanted a few plants. I left the chives here because they seem to be doing pretty well. I had some basil and some thyme in this garden bed here. Well, I dug them up and I transplanted them to this last bed here. So there's the basil, and then I put my thyme right there. And so right now, this garden bed is the only bed that has things in it. And so eventually what I'm going to do once I get a composter is I'm going to plant some more fall crops in these last two beds here. But I feel like I really need to replenish the soil in these last two, especially this one in the middle, because that one in the middle I actually put down last year and the soil is the oldest in that bed. So in the meantime, I wanted to show you some of the seeds that my mom gave me before we left Tennessee. She gave me some mustard green seeds, turnip green seeds, October beans, pink eye peas, and then she also gave us some purple whole pea seeds. So we're at the park. We already ate dinner. We're just coming over here for a little stroll to see what's going on.
This little smooth green berry.
It's cute. Is that off of a tree?
Yep.
Think those geese flew all the way from Tennessee?
Nope. Signing off. Make sure you subscribe, thumbs up, share it on your Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Have a good evening, you all.